Hello, good evening. A very, very warm welcome to you all to the Caz and Daz show. My name is Darren Paul. I am a sports commentator, predominantly in basketball, do a little bit of other stuff. It's a good time. We are joined by, of course, Cazzy B, the Empress of Manchester basketball, the busiest woman in basketball entertainment. And we're also joined by, and this isn't going out live, so you've already seen who we're joined by, but I'm going to give them the introduction anyway. We are joined by Faatimah A. She is the founder of the Women's Premier Basketball Association in California. You might not know her, but you do know her work and some of the players that have come through that league. So let's get into things with our guest and, of course, Cazzy B. Caz, what are you saying? There we go. Got there in the end.
You did good. I'm very, very excited for this episode. Very excited to talk to our guest and hear about her basketball journey and her story. A really interesting story.
Faatimah, how are you doing? Well, for us, it's this evening. I think for you, it might be the afternoon, morning.
Yeah, we're right about lunchtime right about now. Yeah. But thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you guys. Really happy to be here. Excited to get into it. Been following you guys' work for a little bit now, so excited to be able to do this with you guys today.
So I said in your little intro that our listeners will be, or viewers, listeners and viewers both, will be familiar with your work. Why would that be the case? Why would that be the case, Caz? Faatimah?
Caz, you can go first.
Yeah, so Faatimah is the founder of the Women's PBA, the Women's Premier Basketball Association in California. But before that, associated with, do we say WUBA, the Women's, I don't know what the U stands for. But in the WUBA Association, where we've had players that we know of, Sophia Song, who played in the WBBL, played out there, Tashara Jeffries played out there as well. And that's how we have kind of come round full circle, as we've had both of those as guests on our show, been following those, and obviously you have that connection as well. So people definitely have heard of Sophia Song and Tashara Jeffries, and yeah, excited to hear about your involvement in it.
Yeah, so recently or previously, I was involved with the WBA, did my best to help a lot of athletes like myself, especially in the start of their careers, figure out the best way to navigate, getting overseas. And now we fast forward. We've just finished our first year of the Women's Premier Basketball Association, and we've had a lot of success. But I mean, the main reason why I decided to create this league is because I wanted to empower our athletes that we have here in the Bay Area, or not even the Bay Area, just California in general, because there's so much talent out here. And on top of that, I really want to be able to educate and try and help these ladies figure out how to create longevity within their career. So, whether that's learning how to market yourself a little bit better, whether that's learning how to network with the right people in order for you to obtain this goal that you have for yourself. Like I've truly been, really, I just want to be able to do that. And, with some of the amazing people that we have a part of this association, we've definitely been able to do that. Like, we're fairly new, but I believe within the last year, including myself, we've had about 10 athletes out of the 60 athletes that were in the league, go and pursue an overseas career. So I believe those numbers in itself, that's a great statistic. But going into our second season, definitely looking to help more players be able to do that. Yeah. So if you haven't heard of me, you've heard of the league that we have here, and you're going to continue to you'll be continuing to hear that name just because, our mission is pure, our purpose is pure, and we're just really trying to help,
So let's start there. Let's start with a bit of a focus on the league, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Just tell us about the first thing I want to know is talk to me about the format. Talk to me about the structure. could I, as somebody who's going to try and follow it more this year, what am I going to experience and enjoy and get out of it?
You're definitely going to love the level of competition this season. We have a lot of great new players coming in. We have our tryout next weekend. So we have about like 40 players looking to be a part of this association this season, on top of some of the returning players that we have. This year, we're going to have 2 new teams. So we'll have a total of 8 teams within the league. You know, it's going to be a really great year because, you know, we're continuing to push this mission forward, but we have more support from other organizations, which I cannot say just yet, but I will be able to share that with you guys, you know, who our sponsors will be this year. But, you know, just to see those people supporting us and believing in what we're doing, and, you know, having the community continuously, you know, backing us, that's going to be huge. But our season starts June 3rd. We go all the way until July 29th, which is the regular season. And then we have our end of the season tournament, which is the Tournament of Champions. That one is always like, that's the one to be at, because, you know, everyone's going at it because they're trying to figure out who's number one, you know? So all that hard work that we've put in over the 9 weeks, that 10th week is where, you know, we really put it into play, which is amazing. But just from a spectator's perspective, like, you're going to be able to interact with the fans. You're going to be able to know more about the fans. I think one of the biggest things about basketball is that, like, or one of the most important things about basketball is, like, you want to be able to tell the story of the athlete. You don't want to just be just an athlete, because we're all more than just an athlete. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to help these ladies storytell or share, you know, what it is they've gone through, because that's going to help the next person that might be in that same predicament figure out how to, you know, better navigate through that. So those are just a few things.
I always really love the storytelling aspect of basketball. Sorry, Daz. I think it's how you connect with people. It's how you draw people in. People get really attached to a player or a story. Like you say, they might see themselves in that player. And I just think that's so key to any of the leagues that we have with women's basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Have you seen that? This is a different question to what I was about to ask, but following up on Caz's point, with your teams, and now you've got 8 teams, which is great. Are you seeing returning players from last season and from the Wooba days? Wooba? Do you say Wooba?
Yeah, I mean, I usually just say like WUBA, but it's because I've just said it so many times to where it just makes sense to me, and I just spew it out. Yeah, but
So,
you know,
are you seeing players return to those same teams?
So I mean, realistically, Wooba was started out here, and we had all of these players in here because of me and the relationships I've been able to build with them. So when I decided to make this new league, it was a no-brainer for them, because, you know, they believe in what I'm doing. So they, without hesitation, you know, followed and joined this league. And I really do appreciate them, because, you know, they didn't have to, but they did, because they see how hard I work. They see that I truly believe in what I'm doing, and they see that, you know, I'm going to do anything that I can to continue to, you know, grow this as big as possible. So, you know, this new season that we're going into now, we have about like 5 or 6 returning players per team, with the 2 new teams that are coming in. Obviously, they're going to be building their teams around some of the players that are at tryouts, but, you know, with the 40 players that we have coming to tryouts, they're playing for a spot to be able to be on this stage, because, you know, in the last year, they've seen how much success has been able to come out of it. And they, like I said, the community is so important. Support is so important. So if they see other people really wanting to see us, you know, succeed, and they feel like this product is a good product, and, you know, I'm working my butt off for those that are especially trying to, you know, get overseas, I'm trying to connect them with the right people. Or if people that aren't able to go overseas, but you know, want to do something in the corporate world, or just expand their job opportunities here, like, I'm trying to, you know, connect them with the people that I've been able to meet within my network. So when we're looking at, you know, returning players and new players, they see the value in this, and that's why they're returning, and they're looking to be a part of this.
As a fan of sports, as a fan of team sports and basketball, for me, it's always really important that there is consistency and continuity of players. Obviously, you get to a point where players outgrow a situation or players can't bring what they did, and obviously, but keep core individuals season in, season out. That I think really does help grow engagement because otherwise you're just supporting laundry and just watching laundry run about, and that's not great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though? Like, obviously, athletes are more than laundry. They're more than just athletes.
Yeah.
But when you can build a bit more of a connection with them, see them over and over, that can be really special and help, build a league, build a team.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, like, again, I really want to give a shout out to any and everyone that is a part of this association, because they don't have to be. Like, I'm not paying my coaches, not paying the trainers really much because we're a brand new league, but they're here because they believe that I'm trying to get it to where I can pay everyone that's a part of this association. They get it. They're here because they want to be able to, the same way they've been able to impact my life, they want to be able to give that to the next player as well. Because, like, it's hard out here, especially when you don't have support or you don't have a sense of direction. Like, if you have someone that is going to help you narrow down that focus and really just, like, have you feel like you're a part of something, you're more likely to put your all into that. You're more likely to invest in yourself. And especially if you want to be a pro player, like, you have to invest in yourself in order for someone else to see value in you, So, yeah.
I have a question. So my day job is about training and learning and development, right?
Yeah.
So is that something that you, with your league, have any sort of emphasis in? Because you're talking about how players can grow themselves and grow the brand, etc. Is that a formalized thing? Like, are there seminars? Those sorts of things. That might sound like a silly question, but
no, that's a great question, because, like, I mean, unless you're a part of this, you don't really know. And I recently made a post about, like, the benefits of being a part of this league. Like, I can list off, like, our trainer. I need to give him a shout out because I didn't get a chance to the other day, but our trainer, he was with us for the last, like, since I had been doing this here in the Bay Area, and he recently just got picked up by the Seattle Storm to be their strength and conditioning coach over there, or one of their trainers. So, we've been able to have him on staff with us, providing, all of these things like strength and conditioning, trying to help our players, with prehab, rehab, just mobility, all of that stuff, isometric stuff. Like, he's literally helped develop a lot of players in the Bay Area. So we offer that. We are going to be adding on 2 new trainers this year that are going to continue to offer that to our athletes this year. We have, I'm so sorry, skill development trainers. So we're doing on-court stuff outside of basketball. So players that want to come in and get extra work, like, they have access to 2 of our trainers. So Brittany Moore, amazing former pro athlete. She's done some stuff with Skylar Diggins, but also with her brand, Access Your Game. She's able to travel around the world and, provide training to other players in other countries. We also have Delandro, Coach D. He's with the Deuce Brand family. You might know Deuce Brand because Phil Handy is with them. So he's an outstanding trainer in the Bay Area. I work with him. That's my guy. So he's there and she's there providing, on-court skill work for players that are looking to get extra work in. We have a few doctors with us that are Alexis, I totally forgot her last name, but Alexis, she's going to be with us providing chiropractic care to some of our athletes. We've got Janae with us, who's going to be providing some rehab and some, pregame care to our athletes as well. And we also have Tierra, who will also be doing some skill development stuff as well. Just outside of that, I put on workshops where I'm helping players resume build. I'm helping them, put film together so that they can go out there and market themselves for jobs. We have a lot of job opportunities just within that. But I mean, the network, the community, for what we're doing in 10 weeks, like, it's amazing. And, people see value in that, and that's why they continue to come back, or that's why they continue to tell other people about what we have going on. Like, even this year we have, a handful of new grads from college looking to figure out how to get overseas. So I'm excited with helping them develop. And, with some of the players that already have a resume, they're, paying it forward by being mentors to these players as well. And we're big on giving back to the community. Like, we're going to be putting on some like camps and clinics this year for some of the high school athletes. I'm also going to be doing like a Rising Stars game for our All-Star game. So we're going to have some of the top athletes for high school come and play before us, and we're going to play after them. But, during those 3 days leading up to it, we're going to create like a huge mentorship type of atmosphere so that they can ask questions, they can build on their player IQ, all of that stuff. Because, we're literally building this for the next generation of athletes. We're doing our part so that we can continue to uplift and grow our community. So yeah, sorry for the answer.
No, that's
so awesome.
So you've built this, and you've built this community, and you've kind of described that and been like, yeah, we've done this. But how did you? What's your background? Did you have a background in this? Did you just think this is something that I need to do and I need to be involved in? How did this kind of start?
Oh, this is crazy. So it's not crazy per se, but so even looking back at my college days, like when I graduated from university, I got a degree in psychology, right? Nothing in business marketing, nothing like in sports or anything like that. And when I finished playing, I was literally averaging like 3.5 points per game. So, if pro teams are looking at me, or if, with me having these dreams and aspirations of being a professional athlete, like I really needed to do some soul searching and, redefine myself that summer in order for someone to, even take a chance on me. So I went to a combine. I paid a ton of money that summer to just, figure out how to get overseas, and I finally was able to receive an opportunity, got my start in El Salvador. And then from there, like I put up crazy numbers and ended up getting an opportunity in France. So, that helped me get my foot in the door for Europe. But from then, like since 2017, I've been playing professionally. And with me being able to play professionally in various countries, I've been able to look at these programs and see, okay, what works, what doesn't work. And, when it came time for me to really go out there and do something on my own, I'm like, okay, I want to be able to create something that minimizes error, but maximizes opportunity. So, I got the right people around me. I guess the biggest thing for me was I never took no for an answer. Like if I got a no, okay, I'm going to find someone else to do it, or I'm going to reach out to someone else. Like I'm not afraid of like rejection, because I'm just like, okay, well, that means I just have to work harder. They don't see what I see right now. So I'm going to make them see. But, getting down to it, like when I'm doing this and I'm in this space now and I'm having to do a lot of these things for myself, I'm teaching myself valuable skills. And now I'm at the point where I'm able to bring on interns that, have more expertise in these areas that, I may lack. But as we're coming together as a unit, we're becoming stronger and becoming and building something that is, more solid, so that, I don't know, whatever is going to happen, like we're able to better handle or better manage it if it happens. But so far we've been doing our thing, and I'm, again, like I said, I'm just really excited for this season. So not too much experience, but I've been learning. Student of the game.
Sometimes that's the best way.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we learn. We literally have to experience things in order to figure out, okay, what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah. And what's the players' kind of response? The people that have been in the league, what's kind of been their feedback to you about last season?
I mean, that's a really good question. I think even with me going into my second year, I want to make this more of like a players association. I want to be able to do things that benefit the player. Like I'm one person. I know what's going to work for me, but if I have other opinions coming into this about what's going to work better for us collectively as a whole, like not even at the players level, but at the coaches level, at the, officials level, at the, game operations level, I want to see what works best for all of us so that we can all work and collaborate as one. Because again, I just want us to be on the same page. if we're all on the same page, we're going to be able to, be stronger and, continue to dominate. So yeah.
So talk to us about you've skimmed through your playing history a little bit, but talk to us a bit about, where did you...
I think it cut out for a little bit.
Yeah. You say, where did you see?
Sorry, WhatsApp. Talk to us a bit about you as a player.
Yeah.
Talk to us through your playing career, because you've given us little tidbits. Like, obviously, we know that you've played for Jamaica, which is incredible. You've played in Europe, but just walk us through it a little bit more chronologically, if you could.
Got you. So we start end of college, averaging 3-something points per game. Okay. Work my butt off that summer, finally get to this combine over in Seattle, where there's like other players that have played professionally, other players that are at, that have just finished playing at top Division I schools, and some players that, didn't make WNBA after training camp. So make myself known within the camp, or the combine within the first game, and I get moved up to the the pro level, where I'm able to play against all of these higher caliber players. I go from someone that's on no one's radar to end up finishing top 20 in the camp. So that's building my confidence. I'm like, okay, I'm able to keep up with players like this at this combine. And I feel like even there, I had my friend Jasmine Perkins, who has a very long overseas career, holds records over at Washington, tell me about this combine, and I'm over there and I'm playing against players like Jessica Thomas. She played for Olympiacos. She's now in EuroLeague, I believe, but I'm having to play against players like that and just hold my own. So I finally get the opportunity to play in El Salvador, and then I'm playing against players from the Cuban national team, and if you've seen Cuba and FIBA qualifiers, I believe they're ranked top 30 in the world. So I'm playing against big, at least 6'1" players, right? And I'm finishing this league averaging about 30 points per league. So I'm the second highest leading scorer in this league. And I finally get an opportunity to go and play in France. I do well in France. Then I move on and I play in Australia. I end up, getting, MVP of the league while I'm over there playing in Australia for one of the teams, Dubbo, over in the stateside league. So I end up getting, MVP, top 5, player, first team, pretty much. And then I end up getting an opportunity to play in Norway. And then I go to Greece. And then I go to Egypt. And then pandemic happens, and, I am pretty much running the WBA over in California. I do my thing there in that league. So I'm just like, okay, I don't want to have a gap in my resume, and I need to be able to show teams that, I've been playing and I'm still productive. So after that, I end up getting an opportunity to go and play in Egypt. After playing in Egypt, come back, play in the league again, I believe. And then end up later on that year, I was working on getting my Jamaican citizenship, finally was able to solidify it, ended up starting this league, ended up being able to play in the top league over in Mexico. Great league. I'm playing against players like Alexis Jones, who used to play for the Sparks. I'm playing against Alexis Prince, who played for the Chicago Sky. I'm playing against USA basketball national players. I'm playing against Euro Cup players. Daniel Adams was in this league. There's so many players that have had WNBA experience on these rosters, and I'm playing against players like this, and I'm able to hold my own. So, later on that summer, while I'm running the WPBA, I'm doing all this while I'm running the WPBA, and I ended up coming back after our season finished. So I came back around the midway point of WPBA season. And 2 weeks later, I ended up being able to compete with the national team for Jamaica and in the Caribbean qualifier. Did well there. it was definitely a great learning experience to be able to play against some of the best in the world from those respective countries. Beautiful experience. Never will trade it for anything else. Then I come back, finish the WPBA, then I go to Spain, and then I finish up in Ireland, and I'm back here in California. So I've been able to play in, various countries, and it's been a huge blessing because, not many people are able to play for as long as I have, especially with, where I've come from, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment in itself for me. And I'll always be proud of that because, like, no one had to take a chance on me, but I'm happy that someone did. And I'm happy that I took full advantage of every opportunity that I've gotten.
And that's amazing that you went to that combine, like you say, coming out of college, averaging just over 3 points a game. And you're like, okay, I know I can do this and I know I can compete at this level. And you did.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, I don't ever want to discourage players because sometimes the collegiate system just doesn't work for you. And when you get into the pro game and you're one of two or one of three imports on the court and they're demanding this level of professionalism, this level of productivity from you, something switches in your brain, because you're feeling like you're being depended on. So you have to go out there and you have to provide, you have to produce, and you have to be able to take criticism, I think that's what separates players from pro players and players that are trying to figure out how to get there. Those are the three things that are going to be able to help you, as well as, being a student of the game. Like every year you're playing against younger players, playing against stronger players, especially I'm not that big. So I'm having to figure out a way to how to adapt and still be productive with every new country I'm going to. Because I'm like 31 now, like I'm getting up there,
Yeah, it's one of those things that goes unspoken in Europe is we know how important import players are. We know how if they don't perform, adequately, see you later. Yeah, exactly. See you later. Like,
yeah,
America's a big country. We'll find them, but and it is invariably America. Let's be honest. How is that? I've never asked a player this before, but how is that as an import player from that side of things, that pressure?
So I'm going to be honest. Like when I was in Spain, it wasn't a good situation for me. So like, I'm like, okay, I got a target on my back. So when I finally got the opportunity to go and play in Ireland, like literally got off the plane that Friday evening, I played the next day on Saturday. So I'm having to deal with jet lag. I'm trying to get my body together, right? So we play like the number one, and we play the number one team in the league at this time. So I'm like, okay, we got to make something shake. We got to make something happen. So, I mean, I'm fine with working under pressure is what I'm saying. Cause like when I got there, I literally like, although my team lost, cause I just got there. I'm a new piece. We're having to build that chemistry with us. Like I still dropped 34 points. I still had like 6 assists. Like I came in there and did my job because I'm just like, I need to reintroduce myself, especially I think that's the hardest part. Like when you don't have a successful season somewhere, you're having to prove yourself all over again. And I mean, if you're able to do that, if you're able to get knocked down once and get back up again and keep going, like that's a true definition of character. So, like I said, I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm going to listen to my body, but I do love a challenge. That's why we compete at this level. That's why we travel across the world to go and play in a different country because we love the game. So, yeah.
How did you find the transition initially to so you're in the States and then you go overseas? What's that kind of first season like, being away from home and just having to get used to a new kind of culture and new country?
I mean, even with my upbringing, like I've been a very independent child growing up because of circumstances. So when I'm having to move to different environments, I feel like I do a good job of adapting or just figuring my way like around things while I'm there. Until I'm able to have a solid sense of support. But I feel like, I had so many people rooting for me, important people rooting for me my first year out and just, telling me to stay focused. And, literally they're like, hey, you need to score X amount of points so you can get out of here. So, just having that support, it's huge, especially when you're in a different country and you're not able to see your loved ones or people that you're used to seeing on a weekly or daily basis. Like having that support and just keeping in sight what your goal is. Like, I know we don't just come over here to just collect a check. I don't. I come over there because I want to experience a new culture. I want to meet new people. I mean, that's important for me. Like, I want, wherever I go, I want people to feel like I've changed their lives in some sort of way, So that's mainly like why I do things, or, I try to help others, with opportunities. So that's why, like, when I'm going to play somewhere, I try to network. I try to, really just represent myself in a good way, because I know my how people see me. They're more willing to give someone else a chance because they trust me with how I've decided to handle and carry myself and how I've decided to represent the club while I've been there.
Talk to us about playing domestic basketball in Egypt, because that's the one of everywhere you played. That one leaps off the page. Before you do, one of the top players of the English league system, the National League, Ali El Shabrawi, obviously Egyptian player, and just awesome. I just want to shout out Ali. Really, there's no other point to that. Ali, keep doing what you're doing. You should not be averaging that many rebounds a game, but you do. But yeah, no, talk to us about Egyptian domestic women's basketball, because that one, jumps off the page.
Egypt is a hard country. So look, when you're in Europe, you're able to have 2 to 3 imports on your team. When you're in Egypt, you are one import. You need to do everything, right? So there's a lot of responsibility on you. But I've always wanted to go to Egypt. Like, I was brought up Muslim, so like I knew a little bit of Arabic, but I mean, I've always had love for that country. I've had love for the religion that they practice. I have so much respect for, them as people. So being there, like, I had an amazing time. I had amazing teammates. My Coach Henny, I still talk to him to this day. I still talk to my teammates, and just Egyptian basketball, they are really making strides in the basketball world. Like, they're bringing in, players with WNBA caliber, and they're bringing in trainers with, extensive backgrounds and coaches, and they're really developing their players. They have amazing shooters there, amazing rebounders. They have playmakers there. So, I mean, I was honored to be able to play against and with some of those top athletes there. So Egypt is really definitely on the come up. Like, I've seen them be able to send some of their younger players over to NCAA schools. So they're doing something right. The marketing behind the league, amazing. Stadiums, great. Like, I have no complaints about Egypt. I feel like it is a very good country. I feel like if they were able to bring in, I don't know, 2 to 3 more imports, it would just make it that much more competitive. But again, it would also increase their level of play amongst their national players. Yeah.
Did you get any time for sightseeing when you were there, or was it all?
I got to go to Giza, so I ended up meeting this guy. His name is Sharif. His family, or I believe his uncle, was like the mayor of the town back in like the 70s, and they have like a couple of amazing like little gift shops there. But one of their factories, Muhammad Ali came there and did the ribbon cutting ceremony. So I got to see a little bit of history while I was there, and I got to meet him. And it was crazy because like he knows my mom, and he came out to California, and I remember meeting him when I was like younger. And then when I went back, I ended up meeting him again and staying in his beautiful place, and like on the roof of his like 4-story home, you could literally see the Sphinx. You can see the pyramids literally right outside the gates of everything. Did I get to go? No, I didn't, because, schedule was a bit crazy, but I did get to, go to the museum, and my teammates were really big on just like trying to show me a good time and show me around. So I got to go to some really good restaurants, but like the large, landmarks. I wish I can go back because I really do want to experience that and see that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? Obviously the summer with the league, but what about what's next season?
That is a good.
We've got a league over here, it's called WBBL.
I know.
I know you know.
The funny thing is, I've been definitely trying to play over in the WBBL from some time now. But I know they have a different system with things. But if the opportunity did come about, I would take it in a heartbeat because, I mean, even though I wasn't playing there, I found myself in London from time to time, and loved the city, but just the country as a whole. Like, I would definitely love to go and explore, and if I'm able to play at the same time, I feel like it's a win-win.
I hear Manchester's lovely this time of year.
Yeah.
Actually, Manchester was cold and wet this weekend, but it was lovely cold and wet.
It sounds like Ireland, but that'll be fine. I'm fine with that type of weather.
Yeah. We were just talking about this before we started recording, and it sounds like obviously the WBBL is starting to get some attention outside of the UK, which obviously is fantastic news for the league. And it's something that it's been a growing league for the last few years, but it's obviously a league that's caught the attention of people and like yourself. And how important do you think it is for leagues like that to get that?
I mean, just to see where the league started out when I was starting out, and to see the growth that they've been able to create within these last couple of years, it's huge. Like, I'm looking at the marketing of the WBBL sites. I'm looking at some of the teams, London Lions, the Suns, who else? Oakland and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, well, the professional aspect of the game is definitely there, and it's going to continue to get better because, like, I see that the overall mission, the overall goal of what, you guys are trying to do there, like, everyone is on the same page now. So with everyone being on the same page, that's huge. That's a big thing of importance, especially if you're trying to compete with all these other countries. Like, I think what is happening over there is huge. Like, and I'm excited to see what you guys do next year. Hopefully I'm there, fingers crossed. Let me throw that out there into the universe. Maybe I'll manifest that. But, other than that, I'm a huge fan of the WBBL. I think you guys do an amazing job over there. Yeah.
That's good. I know that it's amazing to hear people speak positively and enthusiastically about it.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair, I think there's a lot more of that, a lot more positivity, and people looking at the league as a really growing thing. Cazzy B.
And I love that you would love to play here, because a player of your caliber, I think that would be fantastic for the league. Like, look at what you've done, look at the experience you've got, and you want to come play here. I think that's awesome. That's what we want. We want people to be like, I want to come play in the WBBL. I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
No, like I said, if the opportunity comes about, definitely going to hop on it in a heartbeat. It's literally on my list of things to do, places to be. So again, you guys got a special place in my heart.
Let's get it out there into the universe. Let's see what happens.
But
I want to see what T can do in the WBBL. I want to see Shara Jeffries, see how she fares.
Given the green light.
That would be crazy if we both played there. Like, she's literally like my little sister. She's getting ready to go to Mexico and play in the top league against, WNBA players, Euro Cup players, EuroLeague players. So it's going to be a great way for her to see how she matches up against those type of players, especially with her background. So I'm excited for her. Hopefully somebody from the WBBL picks her up, because that would be a great pickup. She's an amazing shooter, very shifty guard. She's quick, and she can defend. Like, she's kind of bouncy for her size. She's like, probably, we need to fight about this all the time. She's probably like an inch or two taller than me, but she's definitely, like, she can get up there. Yeah.
How for you as well, like, how rewarding is it when you see players like Tashara, that's your friend, but also someone that you've helped to kind of build connections? How does it make you feel when you see her go off to, like, go to Mexico?
It makes me so happy because it reminds me that what my purpose is, I'm on the right path. And if I can help her do that, then I can continue to do this for other players. And like Tashara's so funny. She hit me up like a couple weeks back and she was like, "Hey, I'm helping someone else. I'm trying to help them get out there." And I'm like, that's what it's all about. It's paying it back. You had someone help you along the way and now you're looking to help someone else. And she thinks she's like a little agent now. I love her, but it's just it just shows so much growth on both ends, you know? Yeah, I'm proud of her and I'm incredibly happy for her and I'm happy for all the other players I've been able to help. Like we have literally 5 players from this league getting ready to go and play in Mexico this season. So it'll be like a little reunion for them, which will be awesome. Yeah.
That's one thing that I've, about making it all about me. The thing I've really liked about my journey through the sport, where's Caz gone? Through my journey working in the sport is, I had a guy take me under his wing and teach me how to be a commentator. And I've, supported other commentators along. Yeah. I wasn't going to say, it was the unspoken thing. And now they commentate international basketball, so I'm just saying. And I know that, that some of the people that I've supported and given advice to also pay it for. I love that. And I love that. That seems to be a pretty decently established thing in our sport.
I mean, I feel like it has to be because it's just like, that's what it's all about. Just sport in general, just being better people, helping others. Like again, it's just character building. We're trying to build better people out there. So just you talking about someone else taking you under their wing, like it's because they believed in you and they saw something you couldn't see it yourself at that point, but now you're there and now I know you're trying to help the next person. So just definitely continue. This is a positive cycle I love to see,
So the women's PBA is coming up real soon. Who are the teams that we should be looking out for? What
you need
other teams can you make? Like what are we saying?
Well, you need to look out for my team, the Alameda Wolves. So we lost in the finals last year by 2 points. So we're hungry for a championship this year. So us, the Oakland Swish, we've got the Tech City Valcry, who they're a new team. So they're going to be coming in. I know they're going to come out guns blazing. We've got the Bay Area Phoenix, who also is a new team. So they're going to come out with the same energy, but we've got the Hayward Rain, we've got the San Francisco Riptide. We have so many. Yeah, like there's so many teams, but I'm just like, 8 teams now, and I have to remember them all. But everyone, just look out for everyone because it's just like in basketball, any given day, like if you're caught slipping, someone's going to try and go at you, and especially with the players with like experience under their belt. We always have a target on our back because players are coming in and they're like, okay, I need to be able to match their energy so that, I can use this game and I can market myself to hopefully, get a job. So yeah, 8 wonderful teams. It's going to be a great league. It's going to be a great season. Definitely look out for my team. We've got some pretty great additions this year. I'll wait to announce them on social media, but some familiar faces from Europe. So it'll be good.
Yeah. Well, it's if it's an omen of any kind, Team Selling Castrals last year in the National League playoff final lost by 2 points. What did they do this weekend? They won by some point. How many did they win by? It was fairly comfortable. 10.
Over 10.
Yeah.
Over 10. Yeah. So they won pretty well this weekend.
I love that. We need that same energy this season.
Might need Faye and Dean. Get Faye and Dean involved. Talk to me about the jerseys. That's obviously the big one.
Yeah. You like our jerseys?
Just give us the sell on these.
Yeah. So it's a Black-owned business out here by the name of Court Smith. They supply a lot of AAU jerseys, travel ball jerseys, to a lot of the local clubs in this area. They have a few athletes signed to their brand as brand ambassadors. Like one to, Jada Curry. She was at Cal and now she just transferred over to Louisville. So she's, on their roster of athletes, but amazing company. The guy, Courtney, started it from the ground up and he's been able to create this amazing company now. I've been working close with Jordan with, creating the jerseys for this year. So we got some nice designs that I can't wait to share with everyone once we do the jersey reveals on Media Day. So it's gonna be good.
Well, when they are revealed, send us over the PNGs, and we, Caz and I, maybe yourself, we will be the judge of what we think about these jerseys. We'll do a ranking like we did with the WNBA jerseys a few years ago. I think that would be a lot of fun if you're okay with that.
I love that. I love that.
We love a good jersey ranking. We love a good jersey ranking, don't we?
Yeah.
Love a good jersey. Sometimes as well, not saying that they are, sometimes we love a bad jersey.
Yeah.
And then we can.
We've got all good jerseys over here. Trust me. If you guys want a pair, please let me know. We'll have the players sign them and send them out to you guys.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm always here for a jersey.
Yeah. We got you guys. Don't worry. Let me know. I'll send you the mock-ups. You let me know which ones you want, and I'll have the players sign it for you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Don't mind if I do.
If people want to follow the women's PBA this season or follow you, where can they get in touch? Where can they find out more about the league?
Honestly, we are on Instagram. That's probably where I'm most active. So at Women's PBA. If you hit us up on our website, womenspba.com, Twitter, Women's PBA, LinkedIn, Women's Premier Basketball Association. You can just obviously search my name and you'll be able to find it as well. But we're in the process of putting TikTok together. We're in the process of revamping our Facebook page, but you'll be able to access all content there and you'll be able to watch live stream.
And you as an individual, where can the people find you, keep up with your career and where you're at next season?
Facebook, Faatimah Amin-Rae, my full government name is on there. or I'm pretty active on Instagram, so it's just Faatimah_A. I think that's literally like the two things that I use the most. Facebook for professional stuff, Instagram for everything else. Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, a massive thank you for taking the time out, joining us and telling us about your journey and about the amazing work that you're doing with the Women's PBA. We are really excited to keep tabs on it this season, and it just sounds amazing.
Well, again, thank you guys for taking the time out. Like I said, I've been following you guys for some time now. So to be able to be on your show, Focus Hoops, right now, it definitely means a lot. And I appreciate you guys for taking notice for, what I've been able to, do and what I've been able to create. So thank you guys. I'm going to continue to support you guys as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And yeah, I think, Caz, if it's all right with you, I think we should revisit this league as we go through the summer.
Absolutely. Let's put it on our leagues to watch list and we'll get some. Can we get stats? I love some stats. Can we get games have wild stats?
We'll have live stats this season, especially with the programs that we're going to be using. So we'll have access for all of that for everyone. I'm excited.
We'll keep an eye on that. That's
No, I got you for sure. And definitely, if you guys need some of the players from this league to chat with, I honestly feel like they would love to do this with you guys.
Do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Awesome. We're all about spreading the game that we love. So that's gonna do it for today. Thank you, everybody who has checked this out. And hey, does your dog have a Facebook page or a Twitter? Share it out. Share out that they have been watching, learning about this brilliant league and this brilliant opportunity. If you're a WBBL club, you know who to contact now. You're looking for somebody, a world traveler.
Don't contact Darren.
Oh, don't look at Darren. Well, actually,
this score right here.
Need a commentator? This guy. But all right.
Oh, this.
All right. Appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. And make sure that you follow Faatimah across all the socials. All right. Appreciate your time. We're going to speak to you all very, very soon. Take care.